Um, my research was on Wangari Maathai. She was born in Kenya in 1940 and she died in 2011. She lived in a time where women didn't have any rights and Kenya was a developing country. She was affected by many cultural influences such as the Cold War, the 9/11 terrorist attack in 2001, and Nelson Mandela fought for human rights and where Eritreans gained independence from Ethiopia. But the thing that she was influenced by the most were the war, massacre, and crisis that happened in Kenya, like the Shifta War, Kenyan crisis, Nairobi bombing, and JMA murdered. Wangari Maathai was the first environmentalist in Kenya, and she founded the Green Belt movement, and also she was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize. She's a kind of person, like she's someone exceptional because she witnessed the problem and take action at the early age. She earned her bachelor and master's degree in the United States and went back to Kenya. And also, she earned her doctorate degree from the University of Nairobi, which made her the first African woman to get her PhD in biology. Um, my Wangari Maathai contribute to the environment also. She Even though she wasn't accepted by the government, Matuta did not stop her fighting to protect the environment. And the period she lived was a time where climate started changing around the world. And as we know that if the climate change, deforestation increase, and many people cannot get their basic needs. So she was the one who fight for the environment, and from early age she tried to address the problem she saw in the environment and took action. At the age of 37, she founded the Green Belt movement to promote environmental conservation, to build a climatic and empower community, and especially for women and girls, and also to foster democracy space. Uh, Matuto Wangari main goal was to fight deforestation and soil erosion throughout Kenya. She believed that saving the environment can bring peace to the world. And she mainly focused on teaching Kenya's women to grow a tree. As we know, like most African population depends on woods for cooking fuel. So uh, women cannot get enough supplies to prepare their meals, which caused the family to have a shortage of food and nutrition. So, along with her team, Matuta Wangari planted more than 51 millions tree in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, and other African countries. And the next, her another contribution was human rights and women's rights. Um, Human and women's rights were the struggle Matuta went through throughout her life. She created an organization called Social Justice Organization, which is focused on the needs of Kenyan women, such as shelter, income, and other necessary things. She strongly supports women's rights, uh, and also she was a symbol for African women who faced a lot of struggle to express themselves to the government and to have equal rights as a human being. And also, while fighting for the problem, she went through a lot of struggles, such as being in jail for leading a protest, tear gas, clapped unconscious by raw police, and received a lot of death threats. And not only the government, but also her husband was against her belief on women's rights. And her other contribution for the Kenyan people were she tried to stop corruption and poverty in Kenya. And throughout her life, she fought with the government for right and corruption. And the time that she lived was the time that most corruption scandals appeared in Kenya. In her speech during the third annual Nelson Mandela lecture, that's in South Africa, she talked about how the government of Africa should protect the people and the natural resource. And also, she stated that global warming and the G2 leaders should listen and watch their citizens from poverty. She also talked about the government does not respect the rule of law and human rights. She mentioned that some leaders corrupted and put money into their personal accounts. Like some of them spend money for unnecessary purpose, but the one who suffer are the poor people of Kenya. And Matuta worked with a pre-democracy leaders, opposed the I think she opposed the president of Kenya administration. And also she worked for over 30 years to reduce war, poverty, protect the human right, protect our environment. And for her, she is very extraordinary woman, because nothing didn't stop her. She is very unique.